All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Ayinger, and they're out of Aying, Germany, and this is their Bräuweisse. So this is a Hefeweizen that comes in at 5.1% alcohol by volume, 13 IBUs, and at the time of review, this bottle is approximately 9 months old. So I was supposed to review this one in July as part of the shelfie beer reviews that I do. However, the channel went on hiatus at the end of July and I had this and one other shelfie beer left over. So I'm reviewing it now. And despite the age, should hold up fine. I find a lot of these imported German beers are very shelf stable. I've had many of them a couple years old and have been fantastic. So I don't think this should have fallen off all that much, if at all. I will say, full disclosure, I've had this one numerous times before, and I really do enjoy it, but I haven't had this one probably in at least 6 or 7 years, maybe even a bit longer. That is kind of the running theme with a lot of these shelfie beer reviews and shelfie beers in general, is that I like to revisit them because I haven't had them in a long time. Now, when it comes to like authentic imported German Hefeweizens to the US, I do not put this as number one. Number one for me is Weihenstephaner, their Hefeweizbier. To me, that's the best. After that, you could probably throw 3 or 4 in the mix for second place. This, Franziskaner, their Hefeweizen, Polliners. This, I think I already said this, and maybe a couple others. But yeah, I've always enjoyed this one. It's Ayinger. They make fantastic beers, so it's like, it is what it is. But I wanted to review this one, and I wanted to try this one because, again, it's been a while since I've had it, so here we are. Anyway, let's pour this into the glass and see what we got going on here. So this is a bit clearer than I remember. We're going to throw in the goodies at the end like you do, but this is way clearer than I remember it being. At the top, it says authentic Bavarian Hefeweizen. So, man, not that usually when you throw in the yeast sediment and whatnot, you get the crazy hazy look. But while this does have, some haze to it, there's some clarity to it. So we'll see when we get towards the end, do the little swirl and throw in. But yeah, look at the crazy carbonation. This does have the etching at the bottom, promotes carbonation, but that's like a tornado of carbonation. It has this really nice, like yellow, lightly banana color. We'll just say that because it's probably going to get banana yeast esters in this. But yeah, it has a really nice look to it. But again, clarity is it's much more clear than I thought. A finger of a bright white, creamy looking head looks really nice. Let's get a nose. Yeah. So there's a mixture of banana and then lemon for me, and then a little bit of like clove and allspice. So the yeast is doing its job here, producing the esters and the phenols that I'm definitely picking up in the nose. You get a little bit of like a weedy scent. It smells like it's going to be sweet, but not like overly so. Best description I would say is like a banana bread. It's kind of maybe not like a darker bread. If there's like a lighter banana bread, because it's like a wheat bread that's we'll say like a banana bread, a banana wheat bread. We'll say that. Yeah, not much more to say about it. It smells very pleasant. Like the one thing about Hefeweizen specifically is I feel like if you don't like bananas or clove or a combination, it wouldn't be your jam style-wise, because a lot of the Hefeweizen, the vast majority, the yeast is driving the phenols and the esters that produce the banana and the clove and whatnot. And I just so happen to really, really enjoy it. So anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Prost. Yeah, it's a mighty fine Hefeweizen. Just something about the style. Again, the banana's nice, but it somehow does an incredible job as far as the mouthfeel goes of making sure that that it has a creamy mouthfeel, but it's still very effervescent and like spritzy on the palate. Buying this at 5.1%, it's like medium, a touch over, has more of a thickness. The mouthfeel itself, like I said, it's creamy, it has a smoothness to it, but then, it has like a moderate, maybe a touch over moderate carbonation, maybe even approaching high, dancing on the tongue, but somehow it's still creamy at the same time. It's fantastic from that aspect. The taste, the nose carried over for the most part. Up front, I get a nice like wheat bread sensation as it passes through. The banana hits, the clove. There's an underlying like lemony kind of this is gonna sound stupid, like a lemon sorbet, something in that realm. It has like a little bit of a sweeter note. It's definitely citrus leaning, and it's more lemon than anything. On the finish though, this one finishes semi to full on dry, a very mild bitterness from Hefeweizen. You don't get much bitterness. And it has this nice drying kind of residual spiciness from the clove and getting like an allspice character, and that kind of just like sits on the palate and carries on through the back. Just super easy to drink, 5.1%, so it's not high in ABV. You're not going to get sloshed from it, but it drinks like a bigger beer. This is one of those 5.1% beers. If you told me it was 6.5 or 7%, I'd be like, oh yeah, the body has like this nice medium touch over medium, very creamy. You know, there's a nice pop of flavor as well. As you can see, I'm crushing this. It's so easy to drink. It's really good, but it's still not Weihenstephaner's Hefeweizen. All right, let's see if we cloud it up here. All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Let me get a little swirl on. And we'll see. Oh, there's chunks and shit. Look like pits from fruit. Nice. Must have been caked down there. 9 months, right? So now, this is what I expected it to look like. This has this nice hazy kind of look to it. This is what I expect the beer to look like. You hold it up, yeah, you can't see through it. It looks like when you first started seeing like hazy New England style IPAs, kind of that look, you know. It definitely is more now orange than like that yellow kind of light banana look to it. It's more orangey, and it has almost a two finger of this super creamy looking head. Now let's get a taste and see what throwing the sediment in, what it actually did. So what it did was it ramped up that banana and clove yeast goodness, a little bit more intense, and it also a little bit more fuller and maybe creamy. I actually prefer it with everything in there now. Yeah, this is just, it's a good fucking Hefeweizen. Stylistically, this is still really high. This is like high 4.5, low 4.75. As someone who doesn't absolutely love the style, like I don't absolutely adore it, like it's not one of my favorite styles, but I do like a well-made Hefeweizen, which this is. And this is definitely one of the better German ones of the ones I've had. Would this be number 2? It might be number 3, might be number 4, definitely top 5. But I'm really digging this one. I don't remember what I gave the Weihenstephaner. I reviewed that one, I'm pretty sure, a couple years ago. I don't remember what I gave that one, but let's just say this. No matter what I rate this, if this is higher than that, I still think that one's better. But that brings me to another point. I've talked about doing an NCAA basketball style tournament where you take 8 beers within a style and kind of do a bracket. I think a Hefeweizen bracket would be fantastic. Get maybe like 6 of the top authentic German Hefeweizens, throw in a couple of the top rated American ones and do them blind and see what one comes out the winner. Maybe Weihenstephaner is actually my least favorite and I'm just biased towards the Weihenstephaner name, or maybe Ayinger is the best, or maybe the American one's the best. Blasphemy. But I think that would be a lot of fun. Anyway, rating on this one, like I said, 5.1%, drinks so much bigger, hides the alcohol extremely well. I am going to give this a high 4.25 out of 5. We'll go 4.3 out of 5. I think that's where this one lands for me. It's just extremely well made, really tasty for a Hefeweizen. And I would stress, I can't stress this enough. Buy this beer. If you like Hefeweizen, you never had it before, give it a go. It's definitely great. And this is 9 months old. This is even not super fresh. It's not even relatively fresh. It's definitely aged. And it's still delicious. Price point. $12.99 a 4-pack of these are what, 3? These are 11.2 fluid ounces, so 330s. Bit pricey, but it's imported from Germany, and that's fine. I'll pay that all day, every day. And then in terms of availability, it's Ayinger. If you're here in the U.S., you probably see them locally at your grocery store, maybe your favorite beer stores. Most places get them. I forget who imports them. Let's see if they have it on here. Tacoma, Washington, Duvin Corp, Merchant Duvin Corp in Tacoma, Washington. So if they're imported to Tacoma, Washington, we're seeing them here in Buffalo, New York, then most people should probably get their hands on it. Anyway, if you've had this one before, post a comment section. Also post, what is your favorite authentic Bavarian, well, not Bavarian, we'll say authentic Hefeweizen, or even if it's just an American one, what is your favorite Hefeweizen as a whole that is well-made and to style? Is it Ayinger? Is it Weihenstephaner? Is it maybe one in the U.S., maybe one in another European country? Let me know, post in the comment section. I appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Anything left to say? I don't know if there's anything left to say. Definitely leans a little bit sweet, I think, as a whole, but not like a candied sweetness and not too sweet. Just a little bit more decadent. And I think I really enjoy that one. It has a, again, very mild bitterness, semi to full on dry finish, but Hefeweizens are always a little bit sweeter for me. But I still could drink multiple bottles of this, no questions asked. To the next one. Cheers.